Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Healer. I am back with another prophetic message. And I basically want to say, if you guys are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. And if you're returning back, I just want to say welcome back. And keep in mind, these energies, I believe, are happening now. Or some of you probably will be experiencing it now. Some could be experiencing it within the next week or 2 weeks. So yeah, keep that in mind too. So with all that being said, I hope you guys are enjoying this warm weather when it's warm outside, and make sure you just get outside and vibrate high. This helps to boost your mood. It helps to boost just your whole vibration, just being out in nature. So in case you guys, for those people who are homebound, or should I say are inside a lot, make sure you make regular scheduled time to get outside. You know, for me, it's important to do so. That's how I just make sure I stay connected to the divine spirit of light. I make sure I get out in the morning, make sure I get out in the afternoon. And sometimes even if I have to push away from my desk for a minute to go take a break and just be out in nature or clear my energy field, I'll just go out in nature. It's almost like having a spiritual cleansing out in nature. Like it's like a nature bath. It cleanses you from, negative energy that's around you. Anyway, so with all that being said, guys, let me just go ahead and give you the quick prophetic message. I hope you guys received the other message that I received. I realized I had to change the title on it. Not this message, but the one I put out yesterday. Actually got my daughter to upload it yesterday, but there were several different messages in there, but it's almost like I had to kind of cloak it with the different messages, because the title that I had, obviously YouTube wasn't trying to upload that, because the title was what I say, God said it's liberation time, meaning that all of the stuff that was buried deep down inside, it's coming to the surface. It's rising up for cleansing. It's rising up for like review. Like, are we going to stay in these same cycles? Are we going to do something different? Are we going to move from that energy and make another decision? So just keep that in mind too, because some people are experiencing the energies of staying stuck in a same timeline. And just know that you can stay there, and it's absolutely your choice, and God gives you free will. But just know at some point in time, people get tired of being on that same hamster wheel, and they be like, okay, I'm so sick and tired of this. Enough is enough. And God will allow you to stay there until you feel like enough is enough. So keep that in mind too. So if some of you feel like that you are experiencing, and that's the key, to pay attention to, you just pay attention to those little, how the universe kind of speaks to us. It speaks to us in subtle ways. So for myself, I know sometimes if I feel like I'm repeating the same pattern of something that I didn't care for before, the first thing I do, I was like, okay, it's time to make a different decision. I'm not going to make that same decision, because I know where those results got me, and I know if I keep making those same results, I'm gonna keep dealing with the same old energy. So just to kind of give you guys a little FYI, if you find yourself experiencing or dealing with the same old cycle, or feeling like you're repeating the same old cycle, just know that the divine spirit of light is allowing you to do so until you make a different choice. But anyway, with all that being said, let me get right into the message. There was only one message that came through this morning. I felt like there was another one, but I wasn't able to grasp that one, or it didn't come to the forefront when it was time for me to jot it down. But anyway, so the message that I received this morning was, okay, so I'm giving it to you how I saw it in a dream, but just know that everybody else's situation is going to be different. Okay, so same situation but different scenarios, if that makes sense. So in other words, just because I say it comes to in my dream as this and that, you have to take it may come to you in a different form, but I'm just letting you know how it's going to come. So some of you guys are going to find yourself dealing with situations that you're finding yourself, or realizing that you guys, and then I hear the ambulance in the background. Thank you, Spirit. I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me. If you hear me saying thank you, it's just a confirmation for me when I hear certain things. So with all that being said, some of you guys are going to find yourself dealing with certain situations to where you're going to look back. It's almost like that's part of the uprising of stuff being liberated from your system, old habits, old patterns, old cycles, because God basically wants you to deal with those and make different choices. So the way I saw it in the dream was, some of you, it was as if And y'all, excuse any background noise that you may hear. I am human like everyone else, so I moved to a different location in the house, so this one unfortunately is can be a little busy at times. You may see me looking out the window, but I had to move to another location in the house because I was being divinely guided to. But I will say this too, so excuse any background noise that you may hear. I have hardwood floors, so you can kind of pick up on little noises in the background. So I just wanted to let you know that I don't want to feel like I want to put my whole household on lockdown. I don't want to do that just because I'm recording a video. But at the same time, sit it right here. Don't sit on the wood. Anyway, I know. I'm sorry. See, like my son. I love him. But anyway, all that being said, so I'm in a different area of the house, so it's a little more high traffic areas, should I say. Anyway, it's all good. But anyway, but I'm a mom too, so that doesn't rule out anything. But anyway, so we're in a day and time that, thank God, this whole shutdown will allow us to work from home. So you guys just gonna have to understand on the other side of that camera that I am human here too, and we all are. So I can't be trying to make everything fit to my needs, because I don't want to restrict my kids from doing certain things. I just hope that they would just be mindful and just tone down the noise just a little bit. Anyway, but with all that being said, guys, so as I was saying, I'm sorry, some of you guys are going to find yourself having some revelations come to you, and the revelations are going to be regarding how you have handled certain situations. Like, for example, this is how it came to me in a dream. It came to as if this situation was as if my spouse, in a dream, have fun. In a dream, it was as if my spouse, as if he was realizing that he made some choices back in the day, like he was choosing certain situations over our child at the time. And that was like, I realized that that's coming up, and I think that because the way it came, have fun, because the way it came is as if I had caught an attitude with him, because he chose to take priority over doing how can I say it? He chose to take priority over something that was important for a parent to make sure that was being oh God, forgive me. So in the dream, he was making himself a priority. Thank you, Spirit. He was making himself a priority rather than the priority of his parental instead of I'm sorry, y'all. We call him on Mercury retrograde, and I'm just really I'm trying to find these words here. Anyway, so he was prioritizing himself and his needs over his God-given parental duty, should I say, if that makes sense. Meaning, like, if there was something that he enjoyed doing, and there's nothing wrong with people enjoy doing it, but I think what was coming up, or what I saw what was coming up, is this individual. You guys are going to start to realize that you guys have made certain choices where you chose yourself, and you made yourself a priority in everything that you wanted, and you put your kids, it's like you put your kids last. Like, and I say that to say, because it's almost like making an immature decision. Like, because as parents, when God allows us to be parents, he's, that's a responsibility. That's a mature responsibility. You have a job, and your job is to make sure that your kids are, and again, it's not about controlling your kids, but it's just about basically make sure you're taking care of their basic needs. We all have needs as a kid, and we want to feel safe, we want to feel loved, and we want to feel like our parents are there for us. So sometimes when certain kids don't get those things, they tend to result to other things. So with all that being said, again, some of you guys are realizing that some of the choices that you made, that they were out of selfish intent. that not only that they were out of selfish intent, but you realizing that it was all about you, even to the point of your spouse being upset about you making those decisions. And it wasn't so much that your spouse didn't want you to, because what I'm getting is, it wasn't so much that your spouse didn't want you to have fun or enjoy life. It was more so your spouse just wanted to know that, you know, everything wasn't relying strictly on the other individual. In other words, mean like it's a, you know, in order to be a parent, it takes two. It didn't just take one person to get you here. It took two people. So therefore it should be a shared responsibility, and not just excuse me, and not just all the responsibility weighing on one individual. So yeah, I saw that that's coming up for some of you guys, and some of you guys are going to be thinking back on that. Divine Spirit Light is going to be giving you guys some revelation, showing you stuff, you know, just with decisions and stuff that you made, with decisions that you have made in the past. So it's a matter of him bringing it to your attention, bringing it up. And it's a matter of what choices are you going to make now going forward? Are we still going to make the same patterns? Are we still going to be on that same hamster wheel going forward? Are we still going to make those same choices? Are we going to make different choices, more mature choices, you know, choices that, hey, I allowed you to be a parent to this person. So are you doing your parental responsibilities? In other words, if that makes sense. Okay, so with all that being said, that was the end of that message. But I do want to say this. I thought it was so funny because I pre-shuffled these cards before I came on camera. But I found it funny because when I stopped shuffling, and I didn't even see this intentionally until I put the card down, but this one was talking about healthy giving, which is basically the topic. And I thought it was so funny, but I was like, God, you good. But anyway, and then at the bottom of this deck, this one says you are never alone. So in other words, you know, just know that you're never alone. Like, we have guidance that's around us spiritually. Sometimes people can feel the guidance that's around them spiritually, or sometimes people know that they're being guided spiritually. So that sometimes when I say you're never alone, even though some of you guys are being asked to let go of relationships, because that's been like almost like the last couple of messages in the prior videos, even though some of you guys have been asked to let go of certain relationships, just know that when you let those relationships go, you're not alone. You really aren't. Because as I said before, God, we all have soul groups that God will allow us to, we all have soul groups that we were meant to be around in different points, in different chapters, in different phases of our life. Well, until that one door closes, which we're almost there, because I did a message on that one too, with the enemies being outside, the two snakes outside the door. As those chapters close, God is gonna, it's almost like pairing up, it's almost like setting the scene on a stage, you know, like the props on the stage. You take down, that's one chapter of a scene, and you know, then the next scene is due to come up, so everybody comes on stage and take all those props down off the stage. You got to remove everything so you can set up the next scene. That's all it is, you know. So just look at it from that point of view. Just because you're losing something doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing, because one thing about losing things is God's going to always replace it with something better than what was there before. And besides, some of you guys don't even realize, but some of you guys are starting to realize that some of the energies that have been in your energetic field, you have been settling for less. Therefore, if you haven't been honoring yourself, you haven't been, you know, because it's a matter of, when you don't honor yourself, you don't honor God. But as long as you're honoring yourself, you know, you're doing what's best for you, and you're not just settling for, you know, less than what you deserve, then, you know, you're not honoring God in a sense, you know, because God lives within us all. So keep that in mind too. But anyway, let me finish this up so I can finish getting some work done. But as I said, I pre-shuffled this, but I'm going to shuffle again on camera real quick. And again, I am not a tarot reader. I'm just giving you guys inspirational messages from these cards, so you know that you can you know, have a little bit of enlightenment going forward, if that makes sense. And only because I was being divinely guided to do this. So, but I hope you guys are having starting your day off great on this Tuesday morning. Just remember that, when you think positive, you speak positive, and you try to be positive, positive things come to you. Sometimes it may not come right away, but the more you speak it, the more you say it, the more it starts to transform, transition, and you start to see it showing up in your reality. And God allows you to do that just because he doesn't want you to think that, hey, if I just think positive this one time, something may happen. And sometimes it may happen, but he wants you to know that you're going to be consistent with it. But he also knows that you're human too. So he'll give you a little taste of it, of allowing you to think positive one time and seeing the results of that. And then once you see the results of that, it encourages you and makes you want to be positive a little bit more. So keep that in mind too. And at the top of this deck, it says, standing firm in my truths. But I just wanted to share that. I got my dog sitting right here in front of the desk. So I'm just letting y'all know, just in case y'all hear her bark. Y'all saw that flying out? So it says, acknowledging my desires. It says, today I will release Today I will release the belief that my needs are never met. I will acknowledge my desires, then turn them over to my higher power. My wants and needs are not an accident. God created them when he created me. So some of you guys got some wants and some needs that you want to be answered, and you feel like you give, and you feel like nothing's changing. It's not that it's not anything changing. God is doing a whole lot behind the scenes, but he wants you to know that it's not just about you giving, because when you give, you should give without expectation. That's what he wants you to understand. So when you're truly giving and you're giving for the heart, it's for the right reasons. And keep in mind also too, and I had to learn this on my journey too. So when you give without expectations. And then not only that, but when you give, you should give with okay, thank you, Spirit. Because God knows your heart. So if you're giving for the wrong reasons, then what you're asking for by saying, well, I do this, and that. Well, why isn't this happening? Because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Whatever you're doing, do it from the heart. And I had to realize that too. Because again, when you're doing it, you have to check your reasons of why you're asking God for what you're asking God for. Again, is it for selfish reasons, or is it because it's coming from the heart, if that makes sense? Anyway, this one, it says, solving problems. Today I will face my problems. Today I will face any problems that are mine and work to seek solutions. I realize that there are always challenges in life, but I know that I have the ability to solve them and grow stronger in the process. Boom. And I'm sorry, I feel like I'm being divinely guided to pull one more, y'all. Okay, Cinnamon, that's not the mail lady. Setting my own course. Some of you have been divinely guided to go in different directions from the people that you've been hanging out with. Today, I will realize that I am powerless over other people, expectations of me. So however they may think of you, that's their problem, not your problem. I'll think about what I want and consider that how I respond to others' needs will affect the course of my life. I will own my own power and choose the course that's right for me. So in other words, again, as I said before, some of you guys have been divinely guided to close doors on situation of people who have not been serving your, who have not been serving your highest and your greatest needs, if that makes sense. Again, some of those people have been hidden enemies, and all of them may not have been hidden enemies, but they don't necessarily resonate with or are going to this next chapter in your life. So, keep that in mind too. And any decisions that you make, you should be making them for yourself. Anytime you allow somebody else to make decisions for you, or you go to other people and say, hey, what do you think about this? Should I do this or should I do that? You're giving your power away to somebody else. And that's exactly what this card had actually stated. I respond to others' needs will affect the course of my life. I will own my own power and choose the course that's right for me. So anytime, again, that you make decisions and you feel like you have to go to someone and ask them, you know, hey, what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? You're basically saying, you're basically sending a message to, excuse me, y'all. My daughter made some biscuits this morning. Oh my God, they were so good. I ate it with a bit of little honey and some molasses. Oh, it was so good. Whew. She gonna be the next best thing. Anyway, so basically what I'm saying is, if you have to go to other people and ask them what should you do, that's you being powerless. You're not powerless. None of us are powerless. But when we do that, we're letting others know that they have power over you by you going to them and asking them questions. So I say all that to say, and then sometimes when you do that, people tend to take advantage of that, because it's like, oh, they coming to me for advice? Oh, okay. So remember, every advice that you get from every person isn't always necessarily healthy. And I say all that to say, because sometimes you have to ask yourself, how does this person live their life, who you're receiving advice from? Because if they don't live their life with integrities, moral values, and, you know, respecting others, you know, and not only that, but look at their relationships. How are their relationships with other people? Are they in a relationship? You know, what are you asking them about? Are you asking about a relationship issue? Do they have, is their relationship intact? Meaning, is their relationship good? Because you can't get advice from somebody else who maybe is having issues in their own relationship. So keep those things in mind too. And I say all that to say, guys, remember, anytime you have to make a decision on what's best for you, and you need to go and consult someone else, and I say someone else as in, you know, people that are close to you, because I know that it's a double-edged sword, because I know that some people are being divinely guided to go to, you know, they're being divinely guided to go to specific people for information, and not so much as people who they have relied on most of their life, people from their childhood, people from, you know, their family, or, you know, take it how it resonates, because it's going to be different from everybody, you know. But yes, keep that in mind too. Anytime that you have to go and ask somebody a question of what should you do, that's you giving away your power. And people think that you're powerless. Well, excuse me, people look at you as being powerless. So sometimes that's a situation that opens up a door or a portal for people to want to take advantage of a person, because they say, hey, oh, this person relies on me for answers, so, you know, let me give them answers. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to necessarily give you the right answers, you know, depending on who you're going to. But again, that's why it's so important to be in tune with your intuition. But anyway, so this is funny, because I see releasing any anger towards family members. This is what this card says. And I don't even know why this is leading me to read this. But anyway, it says, today, I will accept the potent emotions I may feel towards members of my family, and I'll be grateful for the lessons they've teaching me. I accept the golden light of healing that shines on all of us. So releasing anger towards family members. If any of you are having issues with your family members, just keep one thing in mind. When you have issues with your family members, it's almost like God sets up that mirror in front of you. Okay, you have issues with them and you don't want to resolve your issues. He'll hold that mirror up and allow you to experience situations. Not only do you think that you're having issues with your family members, but then you start having issues with other people's outside of your family members. Well, that's the divine spirit of light trying to tell you that, you know, is it this person you having issues with, or is the problem really you? So keep that in mind too, because sometimes people can go around and blaming other people for their problems, for their responsibilities, for the choices that they made, when all reality is that they need to, instead of pointing a finger at others, point the finger back at yourself and say, what did I do to create this? Why is this my reality? What choices have I made? Who have I listened to that got me to this place of so far? When I listened to them, did I release my power in the process of doing that, because I didn't make the choices that I felt was best for me? So keep that in mind. always make your own choices. Even if you make a wrong choice, that's okay. Get up and make another choice too, because you learn from that choice. It's nothing more than a lesson to help us to evolve. That's it. So even with the message of some of you guys listening to other people, that's fine. That's fine. There's no judgment involved, but consider it as lesson learned now. You know not to listen to other people going forward. And when I say other people, I mean the people that you have been relying on for answers. Uh-oh. Let me move the camera with me, y'all, because I only have balloons in certain spots. I only have... You can see my picture back there. I don't mind you seeing my picture, but... Again, I want to just make sure I respect my kids and stuff. And this actually says so much. Know your truths. Know your truths. Own up to your own truths. If you know that you've been listening to people and it hasn't gotten you anywhere but sorrow, heartache, and pain, it's time to make different choices. And guys, I don't know why I feel like I'm rambling on, but I feel like Divine Spirit Light just having me to say stuff here and there. But anyway, and this is appreciate your talents. Because you guys are really talented in so many different ways that you just don't even understand. But, you know, and the talents could be that, you know, it's productive wise. You're talented in so many different areas. You know, you just don't even realize it. Thank you, Spirit. You're talented in so many different areas is what I just heard. Like, even in situations of your homes, you know, because the dream message was about parental duties. You're good at what you do, even in your parental duties, but I think you hold yourself back is what I'm hearing. You hold yourself back in the process. And you hold yourself back because you feel like you don't meet certain expectations. But it's not even about meeting certain expectations. It's just about, this is me speaking now. We all have to, everything is trial and error. We learn by doing, you know. So if you feel like you made choices in the past and they haven't gotten you anywhere, just make different choices going forward. Do something different. The only way to learn is by doing something different. Excuse me, y'all. And most of all, you need to forgive yourself. Because that's the thing that's holding you back the most. You feel like because you made choices and you made decisions, and some are probably, I feel like, I'm hearing some are probably beating themselves up, and some are just choosing, oh well, what's the use of trying? No, just, if I can say one thing, and I feel like I'm divinely guided to say this, if I could say one thing, just put yourself in whatever situation that you deal with, put yourself in the other person's shoes. You don't give up on a situation just because you made a choice. You just try to make it right. And that's what I'm hearing God say. Make it right. That's all. Make it right with those people who you have feel like you have wronged, or you felt like there was something that you didn't do or you should have done. Just make it right. That's it. It's just a matter of making that choice and making it right. That's it. Are there any more messages? Ooh. And we just talked about this. Don't relinquish your power. Don't relinquish your power. You don't need to go to somebody else and ask them what it is that you need to do. You know what you need to do. Just make it right. If you wrong somebody, just make it right. That's it. Because until you make it right, you're going to always feel the way that you feel, because it's almost like you're judging yourself. It's not like you're judging. You are judging yourself. And when you're judging yourself, it's almost like you're judging God. Because remember, God lives within us. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Stay in your power. Don't relinquish your power. Make a choice. Don't care. I'm hearing, don't care what anybody else thinks. The choice is yours. Accept yourself right where you are. Excuse me. Accept yourself right where you are. The choice is yours. If you choose to go make it right, go make it right, without worrying about what other people has to say about you. It doesn't matter. Their opinion does not matter. I know I told somebody one time, I said, it's none of my business of what you think about me. It really isn't, because I really don't care. If a certain person feels a certain way about me, that's their issue, not mine. So keep that in mind. It is okay for you to make decisions for yourself. We have all been told or made to feel like, excuse me, y'all, my alarm going off. We have all been made to growing up, even from childhood. We have all been made to feel like we need to rely on someone or somebody else for answers. No, the answers lie within us. God is within us. If you go deep within, the answers are already there. I hate to say it, but we've been taught, and I'll say this too, like, I give you an example, and this is no offense to the church, because I was once in the church too, but this comes a situation. I actually heard something on the radio over the weekend, I think, when me and my kids were out and about, and he was talking about, what did he say? He kept saying something about, he said that something about Jesus was gonna fix it. He was saying it was a song. It was on Sunday morning, and they have gospel music on, I think, the Howard University radio station. So I guess they have church sermons at Howard University. So I guess the choir was singing, but anyway, it was the radio station. They were singing. It was playing gospel music. It kept saying, "Jesus gonna fix it. Jesus gonna fix it. Jesus gonna fix it." And what I'm saying is, by all means, I got the utmost respect for Jesus, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, at some point, God has already given us what we need on the inside. So everything you need is on the inside of you. Can Jesus help you, or Christ consciousness help you along the way? Absolutely, yes. But in the process, hold on, y'all. In the process, what I'm hearing is, we keep waiting on other people to do stuff for us when you can actually get up and do it for yourself. So I say all that to say, there's nothing wrong with the name Jesus, absolutely, because I call on Jesus too. As a matter of fact, I use Jesus for protection, to seal and protect each and every one of my doors and windows at night. But I also do my part too. Why? Because I say a prayer to protect my windows, knowing that the blood of Jesus is protecting me. I say a prayer when I get in my car and I leave my home, and I surround my car in the blood of Jesus. Yes, the blood of Jesus is there as a symbol to protect me, yes. But I'm doing my part because I'm saying the prayer. So in other words, I feel like if there's something that you need to address and something that you need to fix, and if you want to get about that energy, you got to fix it. Fix it. Make it right. And the last card is be of service. And with that being said, I think it's say no more. You being of service is just you making it right. As my daughter would say, on that note, period, Mary had a little lamb. If I could just add a little enlightenment to it, y'all. Just trying to make y'all smile a little bit. Anyway, guys, I'm about to end it here. I got things I have to do, so I hope this message was helpful for you, and I do apologize about pausing, but that's just who I am. You expect that to happen sometimes, because sometimes I'm listening to what's being told to me, and that's all I can say. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Have a beautiful day. Until the next prophetic message, I say peace and blessings and namaste. And in case you guys don't know what namaste is, the light in me sees the light in you. It's in there. If you don't think it's there, it's there. I just want to be the first to tell you. If nobody has told you, it's there. And remember that you are a beautiful soul. No matter what choices that you have made, no matter what decisions you have made, no matter what road you chose to travel down, no matter what you did at that particular point in time for whatever it is that you may be hard on yourself about, just know that you can always get up out of that place that you're in. And by doing so, you just fix. That's it. Fix it. You know how they say, Jesus, fix it? God is saying, you fix it. You created it, fix it. Just know that I'm going to open up the doors in the ears of those people maybe that you may have wronged or treated a certain way or been I'm going to open up their hearts, but I need you to do your part, in other words. So it's like God's behind the scene. The people that you may have thought that may not accept you, and we're not talking about those people who needed to be released. Those are totally different people. We're talking about these people who you're having issues with, and I mean like issues like family issues, people of, spouses, relationships, family, whatever. That's what we're talking about, because the issue is about parental situations. So if you're sitting up there thinking that you're being judged, I'm here to tell you, God is working on God is doing what he does. You sitting there and you're thinking that certain people are going to feel a certain way about you, and you're only feeling that way because that's how you feel about you. But those other people are not even feeling that way about you, because God has already dealt with them. God has already opened up their heart and allowed them to, what's the word? God has opened them up to a place of unconditional love. Not unconditional love that means that somebody going to try to tiptoe and creep in and think that they're going to repeat the same patterns. No, that's not the type of unconditional love that I'm talking about. Because unconditional love recognizes when okay, I'm gonna say it. Unconditional love recognizes when bullshit ass people try to show up thinking that they're coming to manipulate. No, they can see all through that. I'm talking about when people are coming sincere, people are coming heartfelt, people are coming from a place of, you know what? I fucked up. Excuse me. I fucked up. Okay, who said that in the movie? He said, you fucked up, right? I think it was Bill Dukes. Bill Dukes said that in one of those movies. Anyway, so I say all that to say, you don't need somebody else to point out your issues. It's just a matter of you just making your wrongs right. That's all it is. And it's just that simple. In the moment that you see that, the moment that you make your wrongs right, it's like that burden lifts off your shoulders, what I'm hearing. So if you guys are ready to get out of that energy, just make your wrongs right. That's all. And it's like you just confessing, because God says, when you confess your sins, he's still faithful and just. So I say all that to say it's a matter of you being honest with yourself. Hey, I fucked up. I did this, I did that. That's fine. Again, nobody's sitting there and judging you. You be so surprised and realize of the other people that you are going to say this information to, and how you're going to be surprised at how they takes the information. I think you're thinking that maybe somebody is going to maybe crush you, try to smash you, try to destroy you in some type of way, or try to go tit for tat because you did this to me and I did that to you. Well, now I'm gonna do this to you. No, it's not even like that. Because when God is involved, it's trust me, when God is involved, it doesn't even have that ego attached to it. It's more so of coming from a place of understanding. I understand we all make mistakes, and if you can look at it like that, then you just liberated yourself. But on that note, I say again, much love, much light, and peace and blessings. Bye.